Hey everyone, this is Ale. Welcome to the Sanctum. So today I'm going to be doing, well, you're not going to see it all at once, but I'm doing a bumper crop of videos. I got some goodies. But today we're looking at the Simple Tarot Journal by Angie Green. Just for the record, I have become a major Angie Green fan. As you probably have seen in other videos, I do use her Simple Tarot Simple Tarot deck a lot. I love the style of her deck. The beginning deck is outstanding. Her regular tarot deck is fabulous. I'm going to probably end up getting that one as well for review and for use. But the beginning tarot deck, whether you are a amateur or intermediate or a professional, you can't go wrong with it. It just flows. Not only because of the keywords, but the fact is that the emphasis on different little itty bitty things, it's amazing. So, as you know, I bought her 2019 planner, and as you hear the noise, I'm reaching for it. I'm trying to reach for my planner. Where did I put it? La 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 la. It's probably sitting at my table where I'm not at right now. I think that's what it is, because I have my astrology book, but where's my planner? Yeah, the planner's in my other room. So, which I've been using pretty much every single day to pull a card, write about it, write the definition, get used to the thought process of that card for the day. I pull it, and that's given me like inspiration to not only just learn the tarot in a new way, but to really absorb it. So the Simple Tarot Journal is basically your own handbook. It's basically a way for you to get to know your cards, whichever deck you choose, and it gives you these questions. And I was reading this last night because it came last night, and I was so giggle. I was so giddy about it. I was just like, I didn't want to talk to anybody about it. So she gives you some keywords, the reverse keywords, some patterns and correspondence. And then she gives you an area to talk about what meanings it means to you. Because that's the thing. What does the tarot mean to you? There's always going to be the established meanings, but then there's always going to be your meanings. And that's why she's also put these little blank spots for if you have other tarot decks to draw or photocopy and paste your part of your decks that you use. As you may know, I also have The Gilded Tarot by Cyril Marchetti, which I absolutely adore as well. And I use both. And those decks give me such a great joy for both, but the Simple Tarot, just for some reason, it really hits me on different things. And then she asks questions. What symbols do you see? What do they mean to you? What timing aspects do you associate with this card? When will things happen? What does this card remind you of? What qualities do they share with this card? Could it be someone from your own life, from books, from TV, or a movie? What story do you use to help you remember this card? Look at this card using different tarot decks. Does the meaning change? How? Don't forget to make a note of which decks you compare. Do you like this card? Don't you? Every card will have positive and negative interpretations. What positive aspects do you associate? What negative aspects? What do you most want to remember about this card? And I'll be honest with you, when I glanced at this, and that's just for the full, and it keeps going on, is it about, how do you feel in regarding a tarot about romantic, love, non-romantic relationships, work or career, money or financial, spiritual health, wellness or creativity? And then it goes on to the next card. And I realized when I was looking at this book and I was going through, and I actually got to past the major arcana, which I admit we're going to actually do a video about just working with the major arcana, because there are things about just the majors that you can do that you can't necessarily do with just the minors, and there are things with the minors you can concentrate on that you can't do with the majors, and we're going to do that. But I had gotten to a minor, and I was looking at it, And like this one, the Eight of Cups, and it says voluntary abandonment or withdrawal, moving on and seeking something better, travel, which is true because in this deck, the Eight of Cups is all about leaving. It's all about going away, going somewhere else. And it amazed me because whenever I see the Eight of Cups and I see that standing there, it's never been the same thing for me as for other people. The traditional, you know, oh my God, it's all leaving me kind of feeling to it, which is not necessarily a bad thing or a good thing. It just is a thing. But at the same time, let's see here. I'm going to see if I can find it in the other deck. There's a reason why I want to do this. Should have pre-pulled it, but when you look at the way that it's set up, there we go. Perfect. Different decks have different ways that they portray it. So you see here with Angie's, it's the Eight Cups, the moon, the mountain. It's very alone. Here's the one from the Gilded Tarot. They're all spilled down on the ground. The guy's got his back to us. The mountain's in the future, in the front, is in the background, and he's facing that way like he's getting ready to leave. He's got his back to us. Basically, he's abandoning. He's leaving us now. And when I actually read this and I thought about it, I was like, you know, it could be used as like, yeah, he's leaving you, he's abandoning you, but it's also an idea of, hey, I'm going on a new path. I'm over this path that I'm on. It's a crappy path, and I'm ready for a brand new way, a brand new path. And that's one of the things about this book, is it really makes you look deeper within yourself and deeper within the card, because there's more than one way to look at things, more than one way to show aspects. And that's what the interesting thing is. It says, look, for the reversed, aimless drifting, come down to earth, travel problems. Hey, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know how I'm going to get there. You know, I'm just drifting around in this life. I don't have a plan. And it just kind of hit me when I was looking at it, especially when it comes to some of the minor cards. Some of the minor cards are hard to deal with, especially if you ever deal with the Marseille decks, or like the or if you have like the Sforza deck, or if you have like I do, I have the don't fall on me, no falling allowed. If you saw where I have all my decks behind me, behind where you are, it would be like the medieval Scapini deck. Not all the pips in the deck are like pipped. They're just it's like the pips aren't pipped. A lot of the pips don't always show a lot of things. A lot of times they may be Seven of Coins, just shows a very basic scene. Some have nothing. So this is probably one of the few decks that actually have something on them. And that was kind of an interesting thing. So knowing I have different decks, and eventually I got to get myself another Marseille deck. I had one and I gave it to a friend who is absolutely adoring the Marseille deck I gave her. And it's funny because that particular Marseille deck, as much as I I read from it, and I liked the coloring and the pictures, I absolutely hated reading from it. And you'll find that. You're going to find there are going to be decks that just don't resonate with you no matter how hard you try. And that deck was one of the ones that I basically was like, are you freaking kidding me? So, back to the book. This book is amazing. It's a big book, I'm not gonna lie. It is a workbook. This is not an easy travel just slide it in your purse unless you have a big purse. I've been trying to actually put my purses smaller, not bigger. However, I do have some really big purses that I can fit a lot of shit into. And I may transfer that out to a bigger purse, so I don't have to carry too big a purse and a bag like I have been doing to work every day. I may just go ahead and just do the big bag. So yeah, this book is amazing. Just reading through it, seeing that I can take a picture and print it out of the cards, and just be able to do things like this. Take it, go to a part of the deck and put it in, do comparative study. Know that when I look at the various decks, look at my Scapini deck for a third comparative deck, do my Thoth deck as another deck, and truly analyze and learn and see the differences, the thoughts behind them, is really truly amazing. I had been wanting this tarot deck journal for a little while. I had the planner, which I was excited about because I collect planners like most people collect books, and I collect books like most people collect air. I have probably over 1,000 books in book form, and then I have probably close to 10,000 electronic books. Don't judge, just go with it. But having this, knowing I can write, I can go at my own pace, pick it up, put it down, I can take time to mull on a card, especially because there are some cards that no matter how many times I look at them, I see them in different lights at different times. And that's one of the things that you're going to always find out about cards. And there's certain cards that I look at that I always blank out very first time I look at them. I look at them and I go, what? For a lot of people, it's a court card. I have less trouble with court cards at times. I have some trouble with some court cards, but my trouble mostly is more with some of the other pips, and occasionally with some of the arcana. How I feel about certain arcana is a little bit different than others. So this is kind of an unusual situation here. So this whole book, I am so giggly happy over. It is amazing. So do I recommend it? Yes. I recommend this book like nobody else's business. It is definitely a 10 out of 10. If you truly, truly want to study the tarot, if you want a workbook to write in, to make notes, and you are not the type to keep a regular journal on your own, this is the way to do it. I keep an electronic journal and I keep a regular journal for a lot of my stuff. For me, this is a way to keep a private tarot journal without mixing it in with 90% of my other stuff I do. So this is kind of nice because this will end up being my teaching journal in some ways. And I love that aspect, that it's going to be my teaching journal for myself, for some family members that I teach regularly. So this will be the one that I recommend them to get to use to learn more on their own. So yeah, I'm excited about this book. I am thrilled. Now, if you want a planner book, like I said, Angie does have the undated planner book if you want that. I did get the 2019 version because I hate writing in numbers for the months and stuff. For whatever reason, psychologically, it deters me from using it. I can't explain it. I just go with the flow and know that I don't use it otherwise. So I'm thrilled. This is just, I am so freaking happy about this. Look at that. Having justice, fairness, balance, judgment, the consequences of one's behavior, seek win-win situations, do the right thing, reverse, legal complications, bigotry, unfairness, dishonesty, lack of accountability, get back into balance, patterns and correspondences, major arcana, the lessons and teachers along your life's journey, zodiac sign of Libra. Well, yeah, it's a scale. I would hope it would be Libra. Just saying. But I love it. I love the questions. I love the fact that they ask if you like a card or not like a card. Because sometimes you instinctively like a card, and there are times that there are cards that you don't like. And you have to learn that dislike has to be put aside when you do a reading for somebody else. And if you don't like a card, why don't you like a card? Is it personal? Does it make you feel bad? Does it make you feel off? Is it a personal feeling? Does it remind you of somebody? Things of that nature. And I love the fact that she has put such thoughtful questions together that really dig deep, but they are so concise that you kind of go, yeah, exactly. And it just flows. It just flows in such a way. I'm just so excited about this book. So I wanted to share it. I know I do mostly the reviews of actual tarot decks and other oracle decks. So I wanted to share this with you as well, because when this came in, I was so giggly poo. It was hysterical. And my dog looked at me, and then he looked at the paper, and he said, ooh, a new book to chew. And I said, if you touch this book, there will be no dog. So he was like, oh, it's going to be like that, Mommy. And I said, yes. Here, have a treat. So definitely, if you can get it. You can get it at TheSimpleTarot.com website. She actually has a special where you get this book, the electronic ebook as well, version of this, so you can actually have it in your ebook file all the time for reference and stuff. It's like, I think it's like $49.99 or something like that, as well as this portion and stuff as well. This book itself is like $16.99 or $19.99, I think. $19.99. You could get it on the website. You could get it at Amazon as well. And honestly, it's worth the investment if you really want to study tarot, and I mean get to know the cards well, your personal interpretation, get a basic idea of all the meanings. And I mean, because you don't have to memorize meanings, you can learn the meanings from looking at the deck, looking at the cards, and generally picking up the information from basic meanings from something like this. Get the book. Seriously, get the book. It's worth it. So I wanted to share. Yay, sharing. Sharing is caring. So I wanted to do that for you. So definitely. I know her decks currently are sold out, which I'm so happy for her. She's getting ready for a second printing soon. So if you want her decks, you need to go sign up for the wait list. I have already signed up because I can tell I'm going to need another deck or two. Oh, one for being able to have it for a backup for when the other one's all done, and then one probably for a gift. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to gift it or not. I may not. I may decide that I might keep it. So definitely, if you haven't had a chance to go see her website, go to TheSimpleTarot.com. She has a lot of things there available if you sign up. She has a beautiful website for you can click and learn each card. There are cheat sheets. There are many other aspects. So please, please, please go give her some love. Awesome, awesome person. Awesome artist for creating this tarot. Cannot say enough good things about her. So until next time, Bendithia.